Device and platform. That will be the first demo. That will be the first demo for the day. It's a FinTech Solutions demo day. We'll also be listening to Dollar Pay, Banking Services for the Unbanked and Unbanked by Emmanuel Idonije, Managing Director of Dollar Pay. We'll also be listening to Karma Credit Data Marketplace by Ted Matinov, CEO and co-founder Karma. Due Taxi Services, crypto-powered e-hailing solution by Adigun Enoch, CEO Jilt. PatPay Nigeria Buy Now Pay Later platform, Tola Olabanjo, co-founder PatPay, and PampPay B2B, building out a payment ecosystem, Sophia Zab, Global Head, Commercial and Marketing, PampPay. These are the 6 presenters. 6 of them would demo their products and their solution to us this morning. It's an exciting time. If I have Ayode Aderele, I'd like to bring him on. If you can hear me, you have 10 minutes for your presentation. Can you hear me, Ayode?
I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Over to you, please.
Excellent. So I'll make the best of my 10 minutes. Welcome everyone to a presentation of Raven Solution. I'm going to very quickly switch to my slide screen so that I can. Okay, great. Is my screen displaying now?
Yes, we can see it.
Excellent. So like I started by saying, our solution is called Raven. The company is called Wax Mobile Nigeria Limited. And what we have is a hardware device and cloud-based software platform that is designed to enable all types of transactions, especially in environments where there are large volumes of low denomination transactions or low value transactions, where the users are typically of not very high technical or actual literacy, and especially where the bandwidth availability is very low. So we've designed our system to work over 2G networks. So basically what the system does is that it uniquely identifies the transacting parties and captures the exact value of the transaction or the nature of the transaction, the location, and the exact time. We validate the transacting parties using their fingerprints, so we don't have to deal with cards. There are no cards, no pins, no cards to lose, no pins to lose. Therefore, giving us a fairly low maintenance environment. This process of capturing all of that data with the transaction also helps us have additional information that can be used for other kinds of downstream activities. The company was founded by a few of us, Mr. Diola Detunji, who has extensive experience in running multinationals and finance as the chairman, John Dillon as legal counsel, Dr. Shogunle, who's also has a huge amount of international experience as business development. Now, what we had in mind, or the triggering thoughts, was that we had this challenge with financial inclusion. At this time, we still have roughly 35% of the adult population in Nigeria excluded from the financial system. And the central bank had identified a number of reasons for this: distance to financial service access locations like branches and so on, the cost of deploying mobile apps and the limitations of bandwidth by deploying mobile apps on telephones, and the general constraints around the types of users of the systems. So particularly when you talk about mobile apps, there was some other research sponsored by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, I think about 2-3 years ago, that identified that of all the things that even those who have mobile phones do with their mobile phones, the least usage of all by far is used for financial transactions. People make calls, they send text messages, maybe they take photographs, but just the least by far, or the fewest by far, use it for financial transactions. So that made us think, is yet another mobile app the solution to financial inclusion? And that made us move towards our own specifically designed device, able to operate very simply with simple interfaces that validates users with fingerprints, transmits its data over 2G networks, which is by far the most prevalent type of network still in Nigeria and in Africa as a whole, and securely tracks each transaction and allows us to deploy at lower costs. And because we own the whole environment, that is both the hardware and the software behind it, we're able to control the cost of delivery and the cost of devices and the cost of running the system. So like I said before, we have the ability to validate with fingerprints, a simple keypad with action buttons, even though we have a function key with which we can extend functionality. We can connect over 2G. We have a built-in GPS sensor. There are a number of other things. For example, we have inside some of them, most of them, an accelerometer. So if you're using this in a transportation environment, it can detect if there's been a sudden stoppage as in the form of an accident and be able to transmit data to emergency services. And all of that data rides on a token-driven blockchain environment. Our transaction process also is very simple. So we have the device, and on the keypad, you simply enter the amount if it's a financial transaction, and click on the action key, apply a fingerprint, and done. So this is something that can be easily learned by virtually anyone, because most of those activities, or by far 99% of our activities, involve just these 3 steps. Also, the back end looks something like this. So that captures data instantaneously, including the location. What we've been doing so far is identifying ecosystems where our solution can help drive efficiencies in transactions and so on. And we're developing a number of implementations already. We have 2 implementations ongoing in the agricultural value chain. And then as these ecosystems grow in usage and number, we expect to start seeing intersections between the ecosystems that will also drive other kinds of activities. So this is an example of an agricultural value chain ecosystem that we're driving. So you have the farmer as a center who is registered by a field agent into the Raven system. And then that registration data goes to the agricultural co-op or whatever organization is driving this. And that is used to secure bank guarantees of funding from banks that are then converted into tokens in the system. Now, those tokens are then given to the farmer, and you can use them to pay for various inputs, labor, equipment, transportation, and so on. And then all of that is tracked. So what this means is that the funding provider can at a very granular level, monitor the use of the funds that have been released to the farmer, and also control with the token behavior what the farmer is able to do with the funds. So for example, if funds have been provided for machinery, you can set it up so that the farmer cannot use them to pay for labor or so on. And then once the harvest is gathered, the off-takers then credit the farmer with the value of the product, and then that is netted off, and then the farmer is able to cash out or even use the tokens if there are other people operating Raven interfaces nearby. So the another example is our healthcare system. Now, one of the big challenges with the healthcare donor environments in Africa and in Nigeria particularly is that, again, the donors want to be able to see the movements of the material they have donated, vaccines, bedside nets, vet nets, mosquito nets, whatever they may be, throughout the value chain. So what we are setting up for that environment is a series of actions driven by function buttons by which every step in the healthcare value chain, the system can be tracked. And remember, because each of our transactions includes a GPS stamp of location and time, that allows the donor organization or the providers to be able to see exactly what's happening to the material that they have donated, all the way to the actual dosing to the individual child or whatever that takes the vaccine or bed net or whatever it is. And that also provides data that can be overlain on other data like disease outbreaks and so on to determine the effectiveness of the intervention. Then we also are able to use this for payment for things like transportation. So transport operators have a huge problem of not being able to ascertain exactly what's happening to the fares that are being collected. So instead of the passenger paying in cash, they purchase our tokens like tickets, and then every time they enter a bus, they just identify themselves again, pay with their fingerprints, and then they're good to go. This also helps the commuter because if, for example, they earn their pay monthly or by monthly, they can simply just move sufficient money into tokens and they don't have to worry about getting robbed, losing their card, or whatever that may be. That amount is budgeted and secured for that purpose. So these are just a few examples of environments in which we are deploying our Raven systems or ecosystems to help drive them. And we are open to other kinds of transacting parties who may need this same kind of secure, trackable, and very inexpensive to set up and operate environments to monitor any kind of transaction they may have, be they financial or otherwise. Thank you for your attention. I hope I've spent under 10 minutes, and I'll use the rest of the time to take any questions anyone may have.
Okay, thank you very much, Ayade. Interesting presentation. So the good thing about it is that since I also have personally have a TV platform, I'll reach out to folks like you to also give you that platform to share what you are building.
It'd be a pleasure.
I mean, if I have time at the end of the all the sessions, I would also ask all of you a particular question, but let me see if I can manage the time well, and then we'll see what I can do. All right, but thank you very much. Next is Dollar Pay, banking services to the unbanked. Emmanuel Idonije, Managing Director, Dollar Pay. Can you hear me? Please stop sharing your screen.
Hear you.
Emmanuel, can you hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you.
Good morning, so over to you. You have 10 minutes.
Thank you. Okay, yes. Good morning, everyone here present. All protocol duly observed. Thank you for having me. I am Emmanuel Agre Idonije, the founder of Dollar Pay Nigeria. Yes, over 100 years ago, the banking industry has been in existence. And then another 2 decades actually has elapsed right now, since when the FinTech, the telcos, talking about the MTN, the Glo, and Airtel, as the case may be, have actually been in existence, but there's actually a pending issue that has been on ground that they have been, fighting to see how they can resolve or solve, and that issue is financial exclusion, and that's what DollarPay is actually here to solve by making banking services accessible to anyone who actually has a phone number, because we've seen that over the years, the telcos talking about the MTN, the Glo, and the Airtel actually have more penetration than what the banks have done over 100 years. Talking about the problem in focus, Nigeria has a total population of over 200 million as we speak right now. And then we still see over 90 million of Nigerian adults who are actually supposed to be having access to efficient and adequate banking facility actually underbanked. They have to travel from 1 to 5 kilometers to where banking facilities are actually present, and to carry out a banking transaction for as low as 5 minutes. That could be very worrisome, having to leave your place of work, your place of core duty, to travel such a distance, wasting resources, wasting money and all that, just to access banking facility. It's also interesting to know that of the 99.6 million adults, according to FINTECH demographic records for 2018, over 60% of these adults do not even have access to banking facilities. It only means that they are financially excluded. And painfully enough, these are adults who are actually, farmers and dwell in rural environments that actually, form a bulk of the, economy drive of the country. What solutions do we have as DollarPay? DollarPay provides simple, modern, reliable, and secure financial services to anyone with a phone number. And with DollarPay, you can do your simple banking services that you actually necessarily would need to go do in just in a commercial banking sector. And then you can spend money from your wallet, you can send money, you can receive, you can do your social activities like payment of data, television bills, and as the case may be. We make instant cash withdrawals from the platform. You can pay your utility bills, as I already said, and just now. And then through our agent platform, we are able to also help these persons in these areas open, bank accounts, and then help them register, for, as many intervention programs that are actually available within the government, which or in which states they actually, existing. And then you can see our product services here present. You have our cash out services, you have our cash in, which is deposit, you have our fund transfer, that we have actually built into our platform. You have B payments, and then you can also top up airtime for those who are actually wanting to, do top up. And then these are our achievements so far. We have been able to partner with Providence and Zenith Bank, since we actually supply agents to them following our platform they have. So we can actually access, terminals. Because if these agents, we don't have agents in these areas where these persons are actually present, it becomes almost, impossible for us to drive home or want to drive home. Then it boils down to what the banks have been doing all these years, that they have not been able to effectively drive down the number of these persons who are actually excluded financially, in the Nigerian system. And then we also have that NIP gateway. You have an NIP gateway acquisition, where we do transfers, from this wallet as low as 35 naira per each transfer. It's also interesting to know that we have a PTS integration with ETOP, which enables, the integration of our POS terminal with our wallet system. We've actually grown over time. We do over 4,000 transactions, per day, actually routing to over 50 million naira in cash volume. Our value proposition has to do with effective wealth distribution, because we're looking at these farmers that are actually in these areas that are quite far away from urban cities, are actually people who are actually very liquid because they do day-to-day jobs, having access to 60% of the Nigerian economy. We have validated data for MDAs. MDAs can use our platform, to assist farmers who are, in these areas. We've had a lot of issues, in the last few weeks just now, talking about the issues of palliative, where, probably I think the issue we have there was the problem of being able to access these persons who are actually in need of these facilities. The issues of fertilizers, issues of having to, help farmers get finance to increase on their productivity will actually be solved using the DollarPay platform. Governments too can actually use our platform to do revenue collection, and then drive financial education. Our target market, as I've actually stated already, is 3% adult population that do not have access to banking facilities or that are underbanked. These are the people who are actually trying to see how we can reach them. Government, parastatals, ministries, departments, then churches. Just a few months ago here, when we had issues with the pandemic, people couldn't go to church. This platform could actually help, collect revenues and make things very easy for those people. To interest you to know that the financial inclusion market is as large as 50 billion, which is also available. It's still very potential. It's a place that, is still very potential. And then the Nigerian system has not actually done too much in this area. And then we're looking at how, assistance and support can be given to firms like DollarPay to see that will drive the financial exclusion low as reasonably practicable. And then how do we generate our revenue? B payments we charge as slow as 0.02% per transaction for transfers. I already said that will take as low as 5 naira for transfers from our platform to all the 22 banks we have in the country right now. Our POS charge as low as 0.75% on whatever withdrawals, such people who have our wallets actually doing from our POS platform. Our onboarding monthly, because we actually have been in the business, the market has been tested for about 2 years right now, and then we're just looking for how we can expand to other communities where our services are not yet fed. We have onboarding monthly growth for about 10%. We have wallet monthly transaction growth for 5%, and then we're looking at annual revenue of 14 million naira. What we're actually asking for is 10 to 15 million naira investment gap fund for 18% returns. And then we have our financial projections showing that in the next 5 years, we're looking at being able to generate 50 million naira per year. These are our team. We have myself, the very self, Don J. Emmanuel Agri, I'm the CEO. Then I have our media director, Mr. Senior Nofa. Ahmed Momo is the CTO. And they can reach us, following our emails and our website. Sorry for the time I took. Thank you very much.
Emmanuel Idonije, Managing Director, DollarPay. Emmanuel, thank you for the problem you're trying to solve, trying to reach the underbanked. Okay, so it's not an actual pitch competition, but because I also advise startups, I would say to you, you need to go and dig deeper about your name, DollarPay, if you have rights to use that name and if it can be trademarked. Maybe you should do that early now that you are still growing. But that's just a by the way. We'll go to the third person, Kama, Credit Data Marketplace, Ted Martinov, CEO, Ted, can you hear me?
Yes, I do. Thank you so much for having me. Am I coming through?
Yes, you're coming through.
Loud and clear.
You have 10 minutes.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Again, thank you much for having me. And we introduced quite a new revolutionary idea. And, I'm pretty surprised that we started in Africa. And I guess it's the really, really right place to start many things. But what is the thing about it? We all know, right, that the data is a new oil. At least a lot of talks goes around. And it's pretty much fair when we spoke about regular internet. There's a lot of sources available there, and the tons of solution can provide you anything what can help you to drive your daily decisions or some marketing activities. But it will take a look on the corporate data. It's still mostly used internally. So all what sits within the enterprise is mostly locked, and in the best case scenario, we just use it internally. But what if this data also can be united in some sort of internet? What if this data can be leveraged by different organizations, done in a safety and transparent manner? And it's actually not the future. If you will take a look on lending organizations, they source data from each other by credit bureaus already for a while. And it gives a big impact for industry because they can better assess, build better credit assessment of the borrowers and know how to prevent fraud and what sort of debt can be delivered. But that would be a case for many other industries. If we can wonder that, you can borrow a piece of R&D chain from other organization and you don't need to reinvent the wheel, and this just can be paid. If you can take, information from from other organization that can help you to make better credit decisions, it will give a lot of benefits. And I believe we found a way how to do that. We're happy to introduce that we called decentralized data marketplace. As an usual marketplace where goods put on a shelf and everybody who want to consume it just take it out of there, we do the same with data. So data from one organization is available from shelf for other ones. And the thing is that it happens on a fully decentralized basis. So this data doesn't come aggregated somewhere in the middle on a server, so whatever thing, it still stays on the side of the organization, of home organization that made it. But it becomes still fully available between other organizations. It can be pinged by a small piece or bigger piece of that, still following a full transparency and understanding who took your data, how it was consumed. For instance, in Nigeria, only 14% of population have credit histories with credit bureaus. And it's totally unfair because in such innovative economies, a lot of footprint sits with other industries. So other industries can impact to financial inclusion by start sharing their data. And that's exactly one of the really use cases that decentralized data marketplace can be solved. So this data links not only credit data, it's widely cover all pan-industry data, making absolutely inclusive environment for any sort of enterprises. Data still stay on your side. You guys all from the companies, right? And when you speak about your internal data, it's something what is really sensitive. You need to have absolute transparency and understanding, where is that and how is it safe or not. So it still stay in your organization. And maybe the best one is this data becomes available on the real time. So this value can be leveraged from very, very different sites. Karma is also data one-stop shop because sometimes this data is more or less available, but you need to integrate with API, with telco API on the one hand, maybe with credit bureau on the other hand, some sort of data sits with other organization, and every time you need to pay cost for this sort of integration. Karma unites all that in one gateway. So one integration, getting access to everything right away. The business model is quite simple. We charge per traffic. So if you look up some data through us, and this data were hit is another database, right? You pay only for data that you consume. If nothing were found, you pay nothing. And you are absolutely free to select what data should be procured, what you are really interested in. So you don't need to pay for some big reports or whatever, where only 10% of data is really helpful for you. And on the other end, contributing your data finally become an oil, and that's finally become an asset. Because every time you contribute your data to somebody else, you are getting paid for that. So this idle asset you usually have in your organization, in the best case scenario, leveraged by your internal needs, now can make money by itself. It just become a passive asset that can generate money just because it exists. We started in Zambia, signing a big deal with the local association of credit union. Credit bureaus are not there, and our solution is the best for them to cover this need. But I'm happy to tell that we also started in Nigeria, where our headquarters is located, and I'm really happy to say that the new internet starts in Nigeria, and encourage all of you become of our customers. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ted. That was right on time and spot on for that matter. Wow, we're getting lucky today because everyone is just keeping to time, and I love this. All right, so we jump to the fourth. I would ask everyone a particular question when we're done, but we'll jump to the fourth. The fourth is a presentation by Jilt Taxi Services. It's a crypto-powered e-hailing solution. And Adigun Enoch is the CEO, and he'll be presenting his solution. Can you hear me, Adigun Enoch? Is Adigun online? Okay, so I guess he's not joined yet, but let me call Buy Now Pay Later platform, PathPay Nigeria, Tola Olabanjo, the co-founder. Tola, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear, sir.
Okay, please, Tola, over to you.
Thank you very much.
You have 10 minutes.
All right, thank you very much. Greetings, everyone. My name is Engineer Tola Francis Olabanjo. I am the co-founder of PathPay Nigeria Limited and the CEO. PathPay Nigeria is a proposed fintech application. And I'm going to start by saying this. An average Nigerian working in Lagos can't meet all his needs or expenses in a month. I'm going to be using myself as an example because this happens to be a brainchild idea. It was formulated from my experience, the experience that I had. My mom requested that she needs an orthopedic bed. And at the time, she said it was recommended to her due to the pains she feels on her body, joints, and everything. So I went online. While I was searching for orthopedic beds, I discovered we have the semi-orthopedic, we have the fully orthopedic, we have the thicker one, and various prices. And according to my income, I could not afford an orthopedic at once. My budget was around 70 to 80,000 naira, and I wish I had the opportunity of dropping that down payment and probably splitting the rest at minimal interest rate. And it became a burden to me that I had to, and because she was desperate, she was in desperate need of that bed, but I had to strive one way or the other to get the bed. What am I trying to say? This brought PathPay to me. PathPay Nigeria is a lending organization, an all-in-one financial application that gives opportunity for customers to buy now and pay later in installments at zero interest. It is a B2C and B2B company. So not just the customers who benefit, our partners can also benefit. We are going to serve as a payment solution, partnering with e-commerce platforms, offline stores, giving them the opportunity to get paid instantly while their customers pay later. Like the problems that I experience, number one problems that business experience are experiencing currently now is they are having setbacks. Most business that are not functional online, that do not have an online store are having setbacks due to the recent crisis in the country. And extremely high interest rate on loans. I am a salary earner, and once in a while, an average Lagosian once in a while will need to top up or will need a loan to either meet up with his expenses. And poor sales volume from customers because average Nigerian, the number of people online today is growing every day. So if your business is not online, definitely your sales volume will be poor. And the poor standard of living, it's using Lagos as an example, because you spend probably half of your income on transportation, if not feeding. And the solutions, what we intend to do is we intend to integrate our API on our partners' website. We engage in consumer risk by providing financial security against fraudulent merchants, consumers increasing likelihood of purchase. And we are providing our facility at minimal interest rate. Our merchants also receive their payment up front. Now, our product and services, we are going to be using this buy now, pay later options to buy now, pay later option to penetrate the fintech market, thereby allowing our application to be able to do utility payment, wallet, send money, and also build an online store for offline merchants who do not have access to creating a website, to the technicalities involved in creating a website. So if you are an offline store, probably you want to increase your market, it is just with just a button, you can create an online store and your customers can access the store immediately. Our mission is to empower and strengthen startup-preneurs and merchants, to eliminate credit gap for existing entrepreneurs and steady and low-income earners, and to tackle unemployment in the country. We hope to be #1 buy now, pay later service in Africa. And before I move further, our target, I want to quickly mention that our competitor, we have one major competitor who happens to be EasyBuy. EasyBuy offers buy now, pay later service with their major focus in the phone industry. But we hope we hope to spread our focus into at least 3 industries. But we are going to, our minimum viable product that we launch in October, we are focusing on the food and industry sector because that's the sector that has not experienced setback during this crisis. Now, our target audience are salary earners and civil servants. I won't be able to broaden on that, why I really specified civil servants. And our target partners, online stores, e-commerce websites, shopping malls, and offline stores. We are currently in discussion with Jumia and Konga to partner with them because they have over 200,000 active customers in recent times. Our total addressable market, out of over 100 million internet users in Nigeria, we want to start by focusing on at least 100,000 online shoppers that will make use of our system and enroll merchants. Merchants have started subscribing to our platforms offline and also have access to offline, whereby with just one click, your customers can enroll with our platform and they can make access. And our conversion and retention rate is our transactions fees we're going to be charging, and 6%, 4.5% to 6.5 per transaction. Now, let me move down to how it works. How it works is that through our API integration, payment can be made online through our partner's website with your debit card at the checkout process. And offline merchants who can use our USSD code through to make payments or probably have their transaction. How much further are we looking at our startup costs? And since we launched, our startup costs that we are looking to invest to be able to loan out is $500,000. And how will this funding will be utilized? Our PSA basic license, software developers, machineries, advertising, initial loan disbursement, and many more. I'm going to end by saying this, that an average Nigerian will jump at every opportunity to buy a product and pay in installments at 0 interest. Our business model is going to comprise of us charging the merchant a particular fee and the customers a particular fee to enable the stress of the customer of paying huge interest rate reduce. Our insurance policies and our consultant has dropped down will enable us to ensure the transaction process and cover it appropriately. Thank you very much. My advisors and mentors is Tommy Davis, and is a co-founder of Lagos Angel Network and the founding president of the African Business Angel Network and the head of SME as Advisory Service for FCMT, First City Monument Bank. Thank you very much for your time. And if there's any other questions, I hope to answer as soon as possible.
All right, thank you very much, Tola. Thank you for the challenge they're trying to solve. One of the things that we found out over and over again is founders many times get to solve problems out of either a personal experience or a personal pain point. And because they tried it, they build it, and it becomes something pretty successful. I've got a question for you, but I'll just wait for Sophia Zab to finish her presentation. And then, we can play around with a bit of time that we have before the next session. Sophia Zab is the global head, commercial and marketing at PalmPay, and she'll be discussing or presenting on building out a payment ecosystem. Sophia, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear. You have 10 minutes, please.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. All right. And you can see my screen, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's get started. So good morning, everyone. My name is Sophia Zab, and I'm the global head of commercial and marketing at PalmPay. And in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to tell you all about PalmPay's vision and strategy to become the market-leading payments platform in Africa. And I'm also going to introduce you to our B2B propositions for our partner ecosystem, which is a new thing that we're doing. So I'm sure that all of you will be well aware of the huge opportunity that the financial services sector in Africa represents. We have several concurrent trends that really make this space exciting. First of all, there's a young, growing and urbanizing population, and a growing economy and growing demand for financial services. We're still lagging behind in terms of financial inclusion, even though the GDP growth and the population growth are very promising. And then the opportunity that smartphones and the internet represent as leapfrog technologies to be able to reach all these people in a way that is affordable and also in a way that provides a really innovative user experience. So we believe that at PalmPay, we're uniquely positioned to actually become the market leader in this space. And that's because of who we are backed by. So last year, we announced a $40 million strategic investment from Transsion Holdings, which is the manufacturer behind over 50% of all the smartphones sold on the continent. So if you're operating in Africa, I'm sure you've heard of the Techno, Infinix, and Itel device brands. And Transsion is fully behind us. And they're exclusively behind us to integrate PalmPay into their ecosystem as the preferred payment partner. We've already started pre-installing the app in Nigeria, and it's projected that we're going to reach 20 million devices within the first 12 months. Transsion actually ships 130 million devices a year, so we've still got a long way to go. And there's a huge distribution potential there. We also are the preferred payment partner for Transsion's ecosystem. So there are other companies and apps that are part of the group, such as Boomplay, Vskit, Palm Credit, and they have 50 million users between them. And we're growth hacking our customer growth through them and also providing payment services to them. And in addition to that, Transsion also has a retail network of over 100,000 retail points on the continent that we'll be able to leverage as we build out our merchant and agent networks. And for me, the most exciting part of this is that we're actually working on baking PalmPay into the core OS of these devices so that we can become the default payment option out of the box. So that includes projects such as integrating the PalmPay QR code reader into the camera of the phone, to allow people to use the default keyboard to text money to each other, no matter what app they're in, and also to integrate with the contacts list on the Transsion phone so that you can very easily send money to each other without even needing to open the PalmPay app. So in this presentation, I'm focusing mainly on Nigeria, but this is just to give you a view that we're actually building a Pan-African payments platform, and we're already live in Ghana. We're going to be going live in 3 other countries within the next few months, and there's several other African countries that we're already setting up operations in. So within the next 3 or 4 years, we're definitely planning on being like 10 to 20 countries on the continent, and then to build use cases that leverage that, like cross-border transfers, for example. So focusing on Nigeria, in terms of our progress so far, we are we're a mobile money operator that's licensed by the CBN. We launched in August 2019, and we've grown incredibly quickly. This month, we've actually reached 1 million transacting customers on the app, and that's almost double than where we were 3 months ago. So the growth is accelerating, and we also have an agent and a merchant network. We already have 10,000 agents, and we just got started with building out the merchants. And I think here it's worth noting that the purpose of PalmPay is really to grow the pie and to drive financial inclusion by reaching the mass market. The majority of other fintechs actually require you to already be financially included and to sign up with a BVN. If you're a loan provider, they're going to look at your transaction history with other companies. But in our case, when we created PalmPay, we decided early on that the only requirement should be that you have a smartphone. Any adult in Nigeria can open up a PalmPay account and start transacting right away. Even if you don't have any other financial account, you can go to one of our agents and give them cash to put money on their wallet that way. So we see our target market in Nigeria, total addressable market, is quite large. So why do our customers love PalmPay? Well, PalmPay at its most basic level is a payment app that they can use to transfer money, top up airtime, buy data bundles, and so on. But what makes PalmPay special is that we focus on incentives and rewards. So we're the payment app that rewards you, and we've built a lot of marketing tools such as loyalty points, coupons, cashback. We incentivize and gamify almost everything you can do in the app, and it's really colorful and fun to use. And this promotional infrastructure is also something that we're making available to our ecosystem partners to help them grow their business on PalmPay. So that's really been key to our growth, and we're productizing that. And then on the other hand, we're also building an open ecosystem of partnerships. So we're currently entering the second phase of our growth. Our goal as a company is basically to help consumers get access to the best choice and value in the market. And we take the view that the fastest and most efficient way of achieving that is through a marketplace model. We've worked really hard over the past year to build all the core integrations to make our platform reliable, to offer best-in-class KYC, fraud control, card processing, and so on. We've invested in all the licenses that are required. We're investing in marketing. We have access to a huge distribution network that I've just mentioned. And now we're looking to integrate with all kinds of companies who are interested in leveraging this and being part of this open ecosystem that we're building so that we can all grow together for the benefit of the consumer. And the three main categories of partnerships that we're onboarding right now are online and offline merchants. We're growing our agent network as well, and we're looking to growth hack that also through associations and so on, and also building out innovative use cases. So what I mean by that is working together with other companies in the market to either offer PalmPay as a payment method in their apps, or make those companies' services available on the PalmPay app itself. Or we could even work together to innovate and come up with a completely new user experience, leveraging the licenses that we both have. So for example, we have a global partnership with Visa, and in Ghana, we're working with them and EcoBank to offer virtual cards to our consumers. But we took that a step further, and we're actually combining this proposition with our loyalty points, so you can earn cash back on the payments you make using that card. And imagine then leveraging our data that we collect in all the transactions that we're processing to then offer an overdraft facility on that card. So we're really thinking a step further than the standard products that you might see in the market right now, and innovating together with our partners. So we also have some partnership models that are coming out of the box that we're productizing already. So we currently have a merchant portal that anyone can sign up to. We have a suite of APIs, and we also have a B2B companion app. If you're, for example, a merchant or an agent with a shop and you want to use that instead of the web portal. And we're also working on opening all these use cases, that the B2B use cases up, and creating an open API developer portal so that you don't even need to go through a sales process, and you can just integrate with PalmPay. So some of the ways that partners can grow their business with PalmPay right now is by accepting PalmPay as a payment method in your app. So we can actually, you can accept payments through a Pay with PalmPay button, but we can actually power the whole checkout experience for you, including other payment methods like accepting cards. And you could even take it a step further by offering a PalmPay mini wallet inside your app. So you could actually become a reseller offer airtime or offer bill payments and earn commission that way. And it goes the other way around as well. So if you want to make payments as a business, like bulk payments or bulk transfers, you can use the portal or the API to do that. And the most exciting part of this, of course, is that all of this can be integrated into our suite of marketing tools. So you could, as a business, choose to issue or accept palm points, coupons, and run promotions that we can help you market to our user base. So like imagine a world where you can go to a fuel station and earn palm points at the fuel station, and then the consumer can use those palm points to go to a restaurant and discount their transaction at the restaurant. So we're really building an ecosystem, both in terms of merchants, but also an incentivized ecosystem that we can then use to drive consumers to the use cases that we want them to use. And here are some examples and case studies of companies we're already partnering with. So the first one is Palm Credit, which is a loan app, one of the leading loan apps in Nigeria. And they've actually integrated the PalmPay mini wallet into the app. So you could get your Palm Credit loan dispersed into a PalmPay wallet that they help you create in partnership with us, and then immediately buy airtime or pay for data or a bill, and Palm Credit will then also earn commission on that. The second screenshot is Boomplay. We're powering the whole checkout experience for them. So you can see here there's a PalmPay payment method, but also bank card payment method. And if you click on either of those, we're actually powering that for Boomplay. And then the third screenshot is a screenshot from our own app with a company called NairaBox. It's a cinema and event ticketing platform, and customers on PalmPay can access their services and buy cinema tickets, and they can currently use their Palm points to discount those cinema tickets. So those are some of the examples and things that we're working on right now. As you can see, we've got a huge vision for the market. We'd love to work with other companies to reach consumers with innovative products and services that can improve their lives. And we're open to working with all kinds of categories of businesses, some of which you can see on the right. So I'm open to connect individually with anyone who wants to know more or has ideas on an interest in partnering with us. And you can tweet at me, I'm at Sophia Zab, or you can also email me, sophia@transnet.com. And we've got the contact details of the company as well if you want to learn more about PalmPay. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Sophia. Thank you to every one of our presenters, Ayode, Sophia, Emmanuel, Ted, Adigun, and Tola. Thank you all for, Adigun didn't come through. Producer, is Adigun here now? He didn't come through. Okay, so 5 of you, thank you very much. But so we've got a bit of time, so let me just ask you the question that I earlier had in mind, which is basically considering the fact that this is a global platform, the FinTech Week 2020, the Nigeria FinTech Week 2020 is holding virtually, and we have people connected from across the globe. Later on in the afternoon, we'll be having an interesting panel session as well. So my question to each and every one of you is, what is your ask, right? Beyond, so for example, I know that Tola mentioned $500,000 US, right? Which is quite hefty. But beyond that, what is your ask to the ecosystem? What would you want the ecosystem to do for or with you as you build your product? So we'll start with Ayode.
Well,
sorry, Ayode, sorry. Did you say it's around? Well, he has gone off. Okay, Adigun, can you hear me? Hello? Adigun? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, so you have 10 minutes for your presentation. Can you start now? Sophia, please stop sharing your screen, please.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I've stopped sharing it.
Oh, okay. I can still see it though.
Are you able to, oh, you still see it?
Yeah, I still see it.
Okay, so screen sharing is paused. Let me try and leave the meeting and come back.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to share your screen now. You have 10 minutes.
Okay. Okay.
I think your time is already running. You should have been prepared.
Yes, I'm on it.
All right,
I don't
go
know.
ahead.
Why this thing is popping up. I don't know if sorry.
Adigu,
Yes, I don't know what's wrong, so I'm trying to figure out.
are you using the PowerPoint presentation or what's your plan?
Yes, I'm using the PowerPoint, so okay. Let me try to share.
By the way, is this being recorded? Are we going to have the recording shared afterwards?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes, on YouTube and on the platform. Adigu, you have 7 more minutes.
Oh boy.
Or maybe just talk through. Just talk through. I mean, it happens.
Okay. Let me try to leave on.
You have 6 more minutes.
CFA, the tension you're creating isn't helping him.
Is off. Okay, so 5 minutes. I don't think he was prepared. Or maybe technology. I don't know. But let me ask you, please, Ayode, take the question. What would you want to achieve with a global platform like the Nigeria FinTech with 2020?
Well, the first thing is to mutually identify potential partners and ecosystems where our solution is uniquely suited to deliver benefits in. So that's really our area of interest, to show ourselves out there and also to identify others with whom we could partner or collaborate to deliver a very specific kind of advantage. Did you hear me at all?
Yes, we heard you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Emmanuel? Okay, Ted? Ted too is gone. Ted is here.
Yes.
Yeah, so I asked a question. Yeah, can you hear me? Did you hear my question?
Not really. If you can repeat that, that would be great.
So I said, considering that this is a global platform, what are you looking at? What are you looking at achieve? What are you looking at to achieve on such a platform in terms of whether it's collaboration or what are you looking at?
Oh, for sure, different sort of collaboration and understanding, first of all, where the environment is, right? What are the biggest pain points and where other organizations are really focused on? Because I truly believe that, we can do, everything what is fragmented, to solve everything around. As something is more painful and we need to be more concentrated in helping each other to solve really big things. So I guess it's a really great job to be connected to the platform. Thank you so much.
All right. Is it Emmanuel? Is Emmanuel here now? No. Tola?
All right. What I'm gonna ask, or what I intend, what I love to achieve in this ecosystem is to collaboration, number one, partnership, and most importantly, mentorship. Because I realize in this event, there's still I discovered there's a lot of innovation that is yet to be accessed in the fintech industry that would have saved me a lot, because this is the first time I'm hearing about InfoWares. It will have saved me a lot of probably trying to get developers and do some planning. So basically, I'm more interested in partnership, collaboration, and mentorship. Thank you very much.
Okay, there's some questions here that I'd like to ask. Sophia, you want to make a comment so that I'm fair to everyone?
Yeah, sure. So in our case, we have healthy growth. We have a distribution for our core services, but now we're a startup when it comes to building out the use cases on our app. So we want to offer our consumers more choice and the best value, and we're looking to collaborate with other companies to enable that. So we don't want to do everything ourselves. So definitely we're looking for partnerships. And by the way, the person that presented that was looking for an Easy Buy partnership, I can potentially help connect you because they're also a Transsion Group company. Yeah, we're basically looking to collaborate and to do something together with other companies in the market.
Awesome. So let me ask you this question. At PatPay, how do you intend to handle debt payment when your clients face a sudden relapse? For example, the way many Nigerians lost their job during this COVID period. In cases like this, how do you intend to recover debt appropriately? That's to PatPay.
Now,
okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. We have solutions for that in place during our visibility studies, and we consulted with various insurance companies. Every loan that we're going to be giving out is going to be backed up, is going to be covered. Now, for instance, if we are going to be charging 8% per disbursement or per transaction, we've set aside 1 to 2% for insurance cover. And the insurance is going to cover loss of life, loss of job. I think those are the two major things that the insurance is going to cover: loss of life, loss of job. So in case of those two happenings, the insurance is going to definitely cover it. Thank you very much.
Sophia, do you also want to chip in, since you also do loans and credit?
No, I was actually just going to say that PalmPay doesn't do loans. We're just a payment company, but we're open to partnering with loan companies.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Ayode, there's a question here. I want to throw that question to you. Would you say that COVID-19 is a blessing to your business? How has it affected you?
Well, I think that we have been COVID-19 neutral to the extent that anyone could say they are. What we have done also is that in the upcoming new versions of our product, we've actually introduced the UV light on it to sanitize against any potential transfers of infections from multiple people putting their fingers on the same device. So to that extent, we've been able to improve the design of our device. But in terms of adoption and so on, it hasn't affected us, and we don't expect it to do
so. Thank you very much, Ayode. Adigun, I see you. Can you in 3 minutes talk through your solution in 3 minutes? You are muted.
Okay. I don't know if can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can
yes,
hear
we
you.
can.
Okay. My name is Adigun Omodolapo. So I'm the Chief Managing Director of G Tokens. G Tokens is #1 e-hailing transport system that is on blockchain technology. So G Token is an on-demand e-hailing platform that we offer. We are on a mission to offer a unique, convenient, and safe transportation for everyone. So at the start of phrase, we focus on starting in Lagos, Ibadan, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Imo, and Kano. So we have plans to scale up to other states and other parts of the country and other countries, most especially in West Africa. So our goals and objective is that we have our own digital cryptocurrency. I know the world we are today, everybody must have known about cryptocurrency. If you don't know about cryptocurrency, you must have heard about
your network.
Okay. Can you hear me clearly now?
You need to get to the meat of it, because we don't have time again. I've got to run off this session now, so just get to the meat of the problem you're trying to solve. And
let me just summarize everything. So
yes, please.
Okay, thank you. So what we are planning to do is that we are trying to build a platform whereby people will be able to order for a ride and make payments through digital currency, like cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other cryptocurrency. So actually, we have our own digital currency, which is the JIT tokens. So we are bringing adoption into Nigeria, whereby people can order for a ride. Is either they pay with Bitcoin, they pay with Ethereum, or they pay with our digital cryptocurrency, which is the G tokens. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, Adigun, let me help you, right? Let me help you. I don't think you can. Your network is not very good, so let me just use a question to help you. Just two questions to help you. The first question is, what gives you? Because I hear you. You said yours is a crypto-powered e-hailing solution.
Yes.
I'm a customer. How would that make a difference to me? I just want to go from point A to point B. Why would I need a transparent e-hailing solution for that to happen? Just tell me.
Okay, thank you. Right now, in Nigeria today, Nigeria is the 5th country in the world that trade cryptocurrency, and I can boldly and proudly tell you that 70% of Nigerian youth today knows more about cryptocurrency. So, for instance, now we have a situation whereby people want to put money into their wallet account. You don't need to go through any stress, because you can actually order for a ride. Maybe you order for a ride from a point A and you're going to point B. So if you want to make payment, it's either you make the payment with Bitcoin or Ethereum or with our JIT digital tokens.
Okay, I hear you, but I think that your product needs some more work, because the basic question I would ask is, why would I want to pay with Ethereum or with Bitcoin when I want to go from Ikoyi, where we are, to Lekki Phase 1? I just need a ride, right? So I'm just saying that you need to, yes, we are in the era of Bitcoin and blockchain and stuff, but you just need to, the solution has to be a product market fit. And honestly, but maybe you have much more, but unfortunately, but let me ask you, what is your ask? What can this come do for you, the Nigeria FinTech Week platform?
Actually, right now in Ibadan, right now we have more than 500 registered drivers. So actually, we are looking for investment, like people that we invest with us, so that we can be able to scale up our business and advertise our products, so that we can bring about adoption into Nigeria. Actually, there is nowhere in the world where you can see people that are doing whereby e-learning is on a blockchain technology. This will be the #1 in the world right now. So we are actually looking for investments, like people that will come and invest with us.
Okay, so we thank you very much, Adigun. We wish you all the best. But let me advise that in a post-COVID world where virtual is a reality, you should have multiple networks, and just pray that they all don't go down the same day. But let me jump to, we've got a question. So I've got like 5 minutes to ask questions. Let me direct this question to Emmanuel. And Emmanuel, maybe while you are you still there, or is off? Emmanuel is
Please,
gone?
I'm here. I'm here, please.
Okay,
I'm here.
Emmanuel. So maybe Yeah, that's fine. Maybe you should add this question to the question I asked earlier. If I were your coach or your advisor, I think that I would insist you change the name from Dollar Pay. But then in addition to that, you can speak to that a bit. But how do the question around how close would your product is a question from Dari that says, how close would your product take us to FSS 2020 of 80% financial inclusion? How many underserved and underbanked would you be confident that your organization can reach out to in 2021? Did you hear me?
Okay, yes, of course I did.
Did you get me?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, yes. Thank you very much for that question. The name Dollar Pay is actually a product of a firm, First Dollar Resources Nigeria Limited. That's not the actual name. That's the product name, Dollar Pay. And then the reason why that is because we're looking at the whole of Africa and not just Nigeria. So if you're going to deal with somebody in Ghana right now or somebody in Kenya, I'm not sure you're going to be talking about entirely Naira alone. That's why the name Dollar Pay is coming, because we're looking at Africa in its entirety and not just Nigeria. We are starting from Nigeria because we are from Nigeria, and then charity because this from home. We're looking at entering other African countries in the few years to come. Now looking at driving the financial inclusion number up, including a lot of persons. Yes, we already have our presence in about 110 communities, cutting across the South, Edo, Delta, Bayelsa, Port Harcourt. These are the four states where we're actually in right now, even though we have 1 or 2 agents in Nasarawa, 1 or 2 in Lagos, but we are focusing on South in Nigeria. And then we actually onboarding agents. If you see my slide, I wrote there that agent onboarding per day is about 10%, while wallet usage is 5% per month. Agents, 24 hours, people are getting to know about this product. They are signing up on daily basis. And then these persons are not just in one place, like what we're having in areas like Lagos. These are people who are from very deep-rooted rural areas where actual farmers are actually resident. And we're looking at how we can, on daily basis, we have integration just now with Providence Bank that is enabling us to immediately, you are signing up on our wallet, you are having a backend account through which you can fund your wallet from any bank. What it means is that if there are going to be interventions or there are going to be monies from anybody, probably you're having your parents in the village, probably down here in Edo State or thereabout, it is possible for you to send money from your bank account or wherever it is to the wallet of your parents, your people in the village area, or probably if you have people who are helping you do some family activities down here in your village. Let's, for example, you are from Edo State right now. It is very easy to get that achieved. This we're actually doing, and then we're looking at, that's why we're looking at the funds. We want to raise about 15 million to enable us, reach more of these persons in these hinterlands, to enable them, improve on their activities, their family activities, by helping them get access, to these financial services. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Let me say, so the questions here have all been handled. A few of them are comments at PatPay, major problem, kudos, PalmPay, kudos. Okay, so that's all we have. But let me ask each of you to just spend 1 minute to give your closing thoughts, your closing comments, 1 minute each. We can start from the same order, from Ayade, then we'll go down.
Yeah, so it's been good being on this having this opportunity to talk about ourselves a little. I am also greatly enthused to see how many other efforts are going on in different aspects of transactions automation in part of the world. I hope that we will be able to continue to grow some of the interest that has developed, and all of us can achieve our goals and improve our societies for the better. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Emmanuel?
Oh, wow, thank you very much. I want to quickly appreciate the organizers of this platform, of this event. I am most fortunate to be part of this. As a matter of fact, like a lot of us here have stated, the financial inclusion is still a problem in Nigeria. That is why, we see problems here and there. We see inaccessibility, to persons and individuals who actually need the help of the government. The biggest problem the government has right now is the ability to even reach those individuals in society who actually need the help of the government. And that is what we are doing, leaving the areas, the urban areas, to these rural areas where we can have direct access to those persons who need, these services of these finance services to be able to scale up on their activities and have a good life. Thank you very much. I'm glad.
Ted, I used to, oh yeah, Ted.
Yes. Yep. Thank you so much, first of all, for taking this event. It's a great job, virtual one, really well made. My input would be, I guess, for Nigeria, it is an advantage and disadvantage the same place because you're not overwhelmed with the infrastructure. So really innovative and revolutionary product can start up there, and we definitely need to leverage that. And hopefully, right, there wouldn't be violence on the street. That is, I pray for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Adigun.
Thanks so much to the organizers of this program and to everyone that participate in this Nigerian FinTech Week. So I believe that we are in the adoption period whereby people are using the digital currencies. So I believe that in Nigeria today, every one of us, we need everything we do. Maybe we want to go to a supermarket or anything we want to do, we make use of digital currencies. So I believe that our efforts will not be in vain. Thanks so much once again.
Thank you. Tola?
Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. I'm glad to be part of this virtual summit. And I'm going to end by saying is that buy now, pay later option that PathPay is offering is going to bring solution and innovation to the fintech industry. As a matter of fact, it will make life easy for people to have the opportunity to buy now and pay in installment, and it is a current trend of where the market is going now. And we are open to innovations and support services from anyone with ideas. We're open to learning, and we're open to accept transformation or innovations that will definitely help us scale up. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Sophia?
Hi, everyone. Yeah, thanks so much for having me. It's been great presenting. I hope that anyone that feels spoken to will get in touch. My Twitter handle is @SophiaZab, or you can email me at sophia@transnet.com. And we're really excited about the opportunity that FinTech represents in Nigeria and in Africa. And we're looking forward to building out an open ecosystem where we all work together to realize that opportunity.
Thank you very much to every one of you for your time. If you reach out to the organizers, I will be able to support some of you with media possibilities as my own way of supporting you guys as you solve problems. Because together, it's an ecosystem and we have to build, we have to solve problems. On that note, thank you for staying through with us in this session. We move to the next session, which starts at exactly 12:05, 5 minutes past 12. And that will be session for blockchain and CBD part 1. It's powered by BitLoad for you. But you've got to exit this particular session and join the session on your profile. If you're on YouTube, no worries. But if you're not on YouTube, you're on the platform, you've got to exit and join at exactly 3 minutes. See you on the other side, and thank you for watching.